Banterly viewers, we have just finished reading chapters 1 through 8 of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I am loving this book. Okay, so first of all, this book is about a girl who writes fanfiction, which is something I can totally get behind. Already I related with Kath on this level that I couldn't even explain. Fanfiction was a big part of my life growing up, and I even wrote some fics that had a lot of readers, so I really understood a lot of the things that she was going through, especially with her fanfics getting more popular and not being able to keep up with all the comments. At the beginning of this book, Kath was such a bummer. She's such a bummer of a character. I mean, I related with her on the fanfic sense, but I also managed to maintain a lot of healthy friendships in high school. I mean, it sounds like she did too. It sounds like she had something of a relationship with Abel. You know, her and Ren did a lot of stuff, and she had friends at home, but it sounds like she was very, very much dialed into what she was doing. And I never fell that deeply into it. I did, you know, publish multiple fanfics like every week, but it didn't make me become the sort of recluse loner that Kath is, and I don't know if that was how she was in high school or if that's something that's a direct result of her going to college and not liking new things. Because of that, I really appreciated the scene where her and Reagan finally become friends, when Reagan just sort of forces her to go eat food. And it, you know, it's really hard to hear someone tell you that you're pathetic, but Kath kind of was being pathetic, and I think she really needed to hear that, because I really like her friendship with Reagan, and I love how different Levi is and how he's just this boisterous, bubbly, happy guy, because I think it's good for Kath to have that around. And, you know, it's maybe not the best thing to sit and talk crap about everybody who walks through the cafeteria, but I'm glad that Kath and Reagan at least had, you know, something that created inside jokes with them and made Kath feel like a larger part of this school ecosystem that she's now in. At the beginning of this book, I got really hung up on the fact that I don't know anything about Simon Snow. Obviously, this is a fictional story within a fictional story, and so I'm not supposed to know, but it really bothered me because I feel like I wanted to know more about this fandom, and when she would refer to characters and stuff, I was like, oh, I wish I knew what you were talking about. It is interesting that it's, you know, a British boy who finds out that he gets to go to a magical school to become a magician, not a wizard. So obviously this book, I believe, I don't want to make any like hard assumptions, but I think it's pretty obvious that it's sort of emulating Harry Potter. And right away I was having a hard time figuring out if this is something that's like super nerdy or if it's actually kind of cool. Reagan made the comment about how she shouldn't wear any of her Simon shirts so it doesn't look like her brain stopped developing at age 11 or 8, or I don't remember what age exactly. It made me feel like maybe this is much dorkier in this world than I'm imagining. Also, I'm like really sort of in the middle of the Harry Potter world now still, so maybe people view Harry Potter as dorkier than I realize that they do. I don't know. I love seeing how much Kath is willing to divulge about her life. When she accidentally lets slip that she's really active on the fandom, and Reagan's just like, what the F is the fandom? I love just, like, Reagan has the worst attitude about, like, everything about Kath's life, but she's so funny and she does it in a way that isn't as malicious as it can maybe come across as, which I really appreciate. I just loved seeing a word like fandom used in this type of book, because I read a lot of books and none of them, like I said, none of them delve into this world, and I just love it, and I love understanding it so fully. This is just such a fun book that I'm enjoying so much. But yeah, I love how she hasn't said anything to Nick yet. He doesn't know what she actually does in her writing pastimes, and I'm excited to see when that comes out. And I feel a little bit bad for all of Kath's fans. I do understand I have a fanfic that people love that I just stopped writing because I got busy and it sucks, and I'm interested to see if she just stops writing or if she finds a way to integrate it more. I don't actually know what the plot of this book is going into. I feel like it's going to have a lot more to do with her fan fiction and her online life, but so far it's been really fading away from that as she gets a little bit more acclimated to school. I'm also concerned about Ren. This whole diet thing is making me a little nervous, and their relationship with their father, I'm kind of afraid something bad's gonna happen to their dad. We'll see. The last thing I wanted to talk about, I loved when Kath was talking about eighth year fics. Because the 8th book in this Simon Snow series isn't out yet and everyone's been taking a stab at writing the 8th year, it really reminded me of my fanfic days, in the sense that I was really into it, and I feel like it boomed and blossomed the most between Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire and the other 3 books coming out, because there was such a long break. There was so many years of just Harry Potter drought that we had to go on the internet and write it ourselves or see what other people were writing. And so I read a lot of fanfics that picked up after Goblet of Fire and attempted to write the rest of the series themselves. And that was such a fun time. It was such a fun time to be a Harry Potter fan. It was such a fun time to be part of the fandom that I totally 100% understood the idea of 8th year fics. And again, that was just a really fun concept to read about in a book. This is just so fun for me. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are about where this book might be going, what might be going on with Ren, what might be going on with their dad, where the relationship with Nick is gonna go, and for next week we'll be reading chapters 9 through 16. Thank you guys for watching. I'm hoping that you're enjoying this book as much as I am, and I'll see you in a week.